Hello, my name is Jenna and I'll be your tour guide today. If you just sit back and relax to begin with and think about the happiest time and all the sounds and noises, just sit back and think about that. Just relax. Now sit up, look to your left. There's birds. Well, what is your favorite type of bird? Mine is a parrot. But you should tell me yours in the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Parrot. When I see birds, I think of the ocean. I think of seagulls squawking. I just think of relaxing sands, warm water. Everything in life that just makes me happy, I think of when I see these birds. Look to your right. There's a person sitting there. What is she doing? Do those moves remind you of something? Do they remind you of a step that you've done before? Have you ever danced before? Well, her steps, maybe they remind you of relaxing on the beach. The move where she just kind of relaxes. That's kind of relaxing to me too. I see that and it reminds me of going to the beach and relaxing in the sand. Well, what else does it make you think of? Say it on 1, 2, 3. Dancing. Well, I love dancing. I danced for 10 years. So, dancing is a big part of my life. Now look down. Doesn't that kind of remind you of sand? I don't know. I just think that the lightness of it really just reminds me of sand. Step down. Put your feet in it. Does it feel like sand? No. But if you put your mind to it and try hard enough, you'll find that it does remind you of sand a little bit. Move your feet around. Do you kind of feel it now? Well, you'll look and you'll see the whole floor is kind of like that. So technically, I'm kind of living in my own little beach paradise. Look out the window. Does it look like summer? No. But do you kind of feel it by the light coming in? Do you feel the sun baking on your skin like you would at the beach? Do you see these little happy dancers? Do they remind you of little kids at the beach running around, splashing in the water? Look outside. Is there anyone out there? Is it kind of like at the beach when you're people watching and you just look around? Do you see anyone? Well, if you look at the snow, you kind of realize that, wow, it's not summer. But doesn't it remind you of crashing waves, the foam that becomes on the crashing waves? So if you think of it like a giant wave crashing, now do you feel it? Do you feel like you're at a beach now? Well, I hope you do. Alright, go back. She's still doing those moves. Do they remind you of anything different now? Now that we've talked about going to the beach? Maybe they remind you of just sitting there, eating a hot dog or a hamburger on the beach and relaxing with your family. Maybe they remind you of sitting by a fire, relaxing. Walk forward. Look in front of you. Do you see this wood? Does that remind you of driftwood? It reminds me of driftwood. When you see the little logs, the sticks, everything brush up ashore, and you just know that it's been tumbled around, it's really aged. Doesn't this kind of remind you of that? The feeling, touch, feel it. It's a lot smoother than driftwood. But if you just touch it and you feel it, maybe it starts to begin to feel like driftwood. Okay, now turn around. Walk back. Keep your feet in the sand. Now sit back down where you started. Lay back down. Now do you feel like you're laying on the beach? Look up, there's those birds again. Do you start to feel it now? And then you realize you're actually in a dorm room, but you make your own imagination and you just use your creativity to realize where you are.